Hello and welcome to Top Floor TV. I'm your host Michael Guild, and today we'll be bringing you all the latest news from around the world as well as our usual discussion. This week's topic: should Hollywood be less interested in remakes or more interested in financing original ideas? First, however, here is Michael O'Neill with the news.
Hello, I'm Michael O'Neill, and these are today's top stories. British comedians and longtime husband and wife Don French and Lenny Henry were yesterday granted divorce on the grounds of his unreasonable behaviour. French, 53, and Henry, 52, announced their separation in April after 25 years of marriage. The couple, who have an adopted daughter called Billy, were granted a so-called quickie divorce by District Judge Penny Cushing in London High Court. Neither of the couple attended the proceedings. However, when their separation was announced earlier in the year, a spokesperson maintained that the divorce was entirely amicable and both wished to remain friends for the sake of their daughter. Dawn French is best known for her work in the comedy series Vicar of Dibley, and Lenny Henry was one of the founding members of Comic Relief. Thousands of New Zealanders have taken to the streets in protest of news that director Peter Jackson may be moving production of the recently announced Hobbit movies to another location. This follows other troubling news for the production, as only last week acting unions were threatening to boycott the films after a disagreement about the fairness of the wages for the actors in the picture. Richard Taylor, the Oscar-winning technician behind many of the Lord of the Rings trilogy special effects, told protesters in Wellington he hoped the Hobbit would stay in New Zealand. In his speech, he stated, "This is where the Middle-earth was born, and this is where it should stay." Obviously not referring to the books or indeed the origins of the creator. Eddie Izzard is to play notorious fictional pirate Long John Silver in a new two-part television miniseries of Robert Louis Stevenson's classic and seminal tale Treasure Island. The Sky One production, scheduled for the release at Christmas 2012, is part of the channel's new policy of creating original material for their channel based on works by British authors, including the hugely successful adoption of Martina Cole's The Take and Chris Ryan's Strike Back. Production will begin in Ireland next month and in Puerto Rico, ensuring the actor won't be for too long this winter. Finally, today, Warner Brothers has announced that its two final instalments in the Harry Potter series will in fact not be released in 3D. The decision comes after the poor box office of the last few 3D pictures has been released, promoting many Hollywood insiders to speculate that perhaps the gimmick of 3D has worn off and the studios have oversaturated their own market as a knee-jerk reaction to growing piracy on the internet. That's all from me, and back to Michael.
Well, that certainly was some interesting news. Join us in a few moments where we'll be discussing the lack of originality in modern big-budget cinema. So go stick the kettle on, grab your digestives and come back after the break.
Hi, are you tired of being food for zombies? Fed up of always being chased by the ranks of the undead? Tired of checking every single corner for a zombie? Well, we've got the product for you, Zombies.
Who?
Zombies is a state-of-the-art spray that keeps the zombies at bay. One squirt and zombies are gone. With every purchase, you get a free zombie survival guide, the ultimate key to surviving the zombie apocalypse.
Mwah. Available in selected stores near you.
Welcome back to Top Floor TV, and I'm joined here by Gary Penman and Robert Muir to discuss the lack of originality in modern Hollywood films. Let's kick things off with our first question from Gary Penman. Is Hollywood losing its ability of originality?
I think it is. You look at the films coming out this year, there's 55 remakes. That doesn't show any originality at all. And what's going to happen? Is there going to be a remake of the remake of the remake?
Yeah.
Will it just go on?
No, I can see the point. Well, updating an old film is good, but as you say, you've got to keep the originality there. Keep in the original stars at least. Update the graphics at least. Hopefully let's go and see a movie that, but for the older ones that couldn't see it at the time, could probably go back and see it and get a gist of it.
So with more recent films that have came out, like The A-Team, that was pretty good within itself because it also added the background story of how the A-Team became the A-Team.
Exactly.
But there was a little bit of controversy with the original members not being in. I know that would have been impossible,
Yeah.
but it's still Mr. T is not Mr. T without Mr.
Didn't have
T.
the magic, is it there?
Yeah. Well, the two of the original cast were in it. Mr. T said he didn't want to be in it because he felt it was a bit too violent. But obviously, as times changed, we look back on the 80s and saying, no, that's ultra violence. Now, you know, how do you define the violence from then to now? But then again, updating films like this is a good way to getting new viewers into the old programmes as well. So big companies will be seeing this as a double entendre. So they'll be saying, oh good, if somebody will be into the A-Team now, they'll try and get back into the older stuff to find out how they originated from.
So how about you? What's your view on these remakes?
Anyone I've seen has just not been up to the standard of the original classic. I don't see the point of remaking Hitchcock films, not as well, and starring cast members that are just not as good as the original.
That seems to be all we have time for. Thanks for coming and joining us on the show. Okay, well once again we have been stimulating your brain with our discussions and news. So thank you for watching and have a great day and tomorrow. And I'll see you all next time. Ta-ra!